So today we talked about percents, just an introduction to percents. And so a percent is a ratio. We talked about ratios yesterday. Percent is a ratio that compares any number to 100. This symbol here, the percent symbol, is used to show a percent. Now, 17% is the same thing as 17 out of 100. So if 17%, something's 17% off, then 17 cents out of every 100 cents, or about out of every dollar, gets taken out. It can also be written, the ratio can also be written like this or like this. So let's use an example where percentages would be useful. So we have free throw ratios for 3 basketball players. So player 1 has a free throw ratio of 17 out of 25. That means he attempted to shoot a basketball 25 times and he only made it 17 out of those 25 times. The rest of them he missed. Player 2 got 33 out of 50 shots. Player 3 got 15 out of 20 shots. Now, in the form that they're in, it's very difficult to determine who had the best ratio, who had the best rate of making those 3 free throws. So we're going to turn those into percents. Once we do, it'll be very easy to tell. So what we're going to do is take 17 25ths and find an equivalent fraction that has a denominator of 100. Okay, so 25, I know 25 times 4 is 100. So I multiply the bottom by 4, I multiply the top by 4. So 17 times 4 equals 68. So this is going to be 68 out of 100. Now player 2, 33 50ths. I know 50 times 2 is 100. So I multiply the top times 2. 33 times 2 is 66. And 15 20ths. I know I can multiply 20 times 5 and get 100. So if I multiply 15 times 5, 15 times 5, I get 75. Okay? So, and I can fill these in. So if I were going to take, if this person attempted 100 shots, they would, based on what they've done so far, they would make 68 of those shots. So this is what it would look like graphically. And these are all the shots down here are the ones that he would not make. Now this player would make 66% of his shots. And that's 66 right there. And this person would make 75% of their shots. So 60, 75. There we go. So we can look at this and we can see that this person would make the most, is probably the better player at making free throws. We can also tell because they have a common denominator. Okay? So let me go back here. So notice that since they are all out of 100, there are all numbers that are over 100, that we can tell what percentage they are now, because that's what a percentage is. It's a number over 100. This person got 68% of their shots. That's 68 over 100. This person got 66% of their shots. And this person got 75% of their shots. Now, I can't tell by looking at 17 25ths, 33 50ths, or 15 20ths who's the best player. But so now that I have percentages, I can easily tell that this person got the most shots. This person got the fewest shots. Even though it says up here 33 50ths, this looks like the biggest number. It's just the biggest numerator. They all have different denominators. But percentages, it's very easy to tell. That's one of the reasons we use percentages so often in life, because we immediately know what the quantity is, because it's out of 100. So let's take this fraction here, 3/10, and we're going to change that into a percent. So if I have 10 people and 3 of them gave me cookies, gave Mrs. Almugrabi cookies, then I would say, well, what percentage of those students gave me cookies? Well, I need to change this to a fraction that is has a denominator of 100. Then I will be able to find the percent. So 10 times 10 is 100. 3 times 10. So I multiply the top by 10 also. And I get 30. So 3/10 is 30 hundredths, which is, since it's over 100, now we have the percentage. It's 30%. So 30% of those students gave me cookies. There you go. Okay, so now let's start with a percent and go back and then make that into a fraction. We're going to do it backwards. 76% of the students at a middle school bring their own lunch. About what fraction of the students, now I'm going to do exactly what fraction of the students who brought their own lunch. So 76% we know is the same thing as 76 over 100. Now I'm going to simplify this. So I see that 76 and 100 are both even, so I can divide the top and bottom by 2, and 76 divided by 2 is 38. And 100 divided by 2 is 50. Now, I can simplify this further. 38 and 50 are both divisible by 2. 38, well, let me divide that by 2. 2 goes into 3 one time, and 2 goes into 18 9 times. So now I get 19 25ths. So, if 76% of the students at a middle school bring their own lunch, that means 19 out of every 25 students bring their own lunch. So I just took a percentage, made into a fraction. So now we've taken a fraction, made it into a percent. We've made a percent and made it into a fraction. So what happens if we have a decimal like this one? So first thing you want to do, if you want to make this into a percentage, you would take a look at this and you'd say, well, 0.34 is the same as 34. Well, you would say that out loud, you'd say 34 hundredths. Well, 34 hundredths can also be expressed as a fraction like this, 34 hundredths. This is 34 hundredths, this is 34 hundredths. Well, this is in a fraction form and it has a denominator of 100, so I can very easily change that to a percent. So 0.34 is the same as 34%. And that's it. That one's pretty easy, actually. So let's find the percentages here. 9/10. What I want to do is change the denominator to 100. So if I multiply this by 10, I have to multiply top times 10. So 9 times 10 is 90, and 91 hundredths is 90%. So if I took a test and I had 10 questions, I got 9 of them right, I would get a 90% on that test. So 2/5, let's do the same here. 2/5 equals blank over 100. Well, to go from 5 to 100, I have to multiply by 20. So I have to multiply the top times 20. 2 times 20 is 40. So now I have 40 100ths. That's 40%. If I had a test that had 5 questions and I got 2 of them, I only got 2 of them right, I would have a 40%. So, and that's how we calculate grades. 64% of the animals at an animal shelter are dogs. What is the fraction of dogs at the shelter? So we're going to start with a percentage, and we are going to change that to a fraction. So 64%, I know, is 64 over 100. Now I can simplify this because the top and bottom are divisible by 2. 64 divided by 2 is 32. And 100 divided by 2 is 50. And the top and bottom are divisible by 2 once again. 32 divided by 2 is 16, and 50 divided by 2 is 25, and I cannot simplify that any further. So 16 25ths of the dogs are dogs at the shelter. And that's how you go between percentages and fractions, and hopefully that helps you understand what percentages are and what they're used for.